Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a conversation, looking at a familiar face, but completely unable to remember the person's name? This seemingly harmless lapse may be the first sign of a silent brain collapse that has already begun. What many consider normal for age is actually a red alert that your brain is desperately trying to trigger. Recent studies from Stanford University reveal that 85% of people over the age of 60 who experience name forgetfulness already show worrying brain changes that precede more serious cognitive problems. But here's the news that will change your life. There is a simple technique which takes only 7 minutes before bedtime, capable of reversing this damage and strengthening your neural connections. And today, I'm going to reveal exactly how to do it. Hello, I'm Dr. Sofia Martin, a neuropsychologist specializing in brain and cognitive health, with over 20 years dedicated to helping people maintain an active mind and a strong memory, even after the age of 60. Throughout my career, I have developed specific protocols to reactivate neural connections and strengthen the mental well-being of patients who have begun to experience signs of cognitive decline. My passion is to provide practical and effective tools for you to maintain your mental independence and continue to be the sharp and attentive person you have always been, regardless of your age. Watch this video until the end, as I will share a revolutionary technique that can literally save your brain from the progressive collapse that begins with simply forgetting names. Leave a comment about which city or country you are watching from. This helps me better understand who you are and personalize future content. I will reveal not only the technique, but also share real stories of patients who have completely transformed their brain health by following this simple nighttime protocol. This information can not only improve your quality of life, but also preserve your most precious memories and your identity. According to recent data from the World Health Organization, more than 400 million people around the world suffer from some form of age-related cognitive decline. The most alarming part? This number is expected to double in the next 20 years. Today, millions of people accept forgetting names as a normal part of aging, without realizing that this is often the first visible sign of a process of neural degeneration that has already begun. This problem is particularly insidious because it seems harmless. You laugh when you forget a neighbor's name or can't remember the title of that movie you loved. But behind these minor lapses, your brain is sending clear distress signals. And every day you ignore these signals, neural connections continue to deteriorate, affecting not only your memory, but your identity, your independence, and the quality of your relationships. Imagining gradually losing your most precious memories is not only frightening, it is devastating to your dignity and your sense of who you are. To understand what happens when you forget names, imagine your brain as a vast city with billions of interconnected streets. These streets are your neural connections, responsible for transporting information. As you age, some of these streets begin to deteriorate, especially the ones that are used less often. Proper names are particularly vulnerable because they are stored in a specific area of the brain called the left anterior temporal lobe, and they have few logical or emotional associations that would help reinforce these connections. They are like isolated streets in this big city, without many intersections with other avenues. A study by Harvard University has shown that forgetting names is directly related to a decrease in the volume of this brain region and a reduction in an essential neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, which is fundamental for the formation of new memories. When you sleep, your brain activates a process called memory consolidation. During deep sleep, the hippocampus, responsible for storing recent memories, transfers this information to the cerebral cortex, where it is stored permanently. With aging, this process becomes less efficient. Especially after the age of 60, you spend less time in deep sleep, just when your brain needs this repair the most. The beta-amyloid protein, associated with cognitive problems, accumulates during the day and is eliminated during sleep. If this process is compromised, these toxic proteins accumulate, damaging your neural connections. Have you ever stopped to think about why you can easily remember the lyrics to songs from your youth, but forget the name of someone you met yesterday? In addition to forgetting names, there are other worrying signs that indicate that your brain may be starting to decline. Pay attention if you lose your train of thought during conversations, and have to make an effort to get back on track. Does this sound familiar? Have difficulty finding specific words during an explanation, even though you know exactly what you want to say? Forget where you put everyday objects such as keys, glasses, or your wallet with increasing frequency. Notice that you are having trouble following the plot of a book or movie, needing to go back to understand what you missed. Have increasing difficulty learning new routines or using new electronic devices. You notice that family members comment on stories you tell repeatedly, without remembering that you have already told them. You feel confused in new environments or when your routine is altered, even subtly. Have you experienced any of these symptoms? Most people ignore them completely, considering them just things of age. This is exactly the trap that leads to the progressive collapse of the brain. Now I'm going to reveal the secret that can literally save your neural connections. The nightly neural recapitulation technique. This practice, which takes only 7 minutes before bed, was developed based on studies from Stanford University and the National Institute on Aging in the United States. The technique works because it simultaneously activates multiple regions of the brain, strengthening the connections between them and stimulating the production of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that acts as a fertilizer for your brain cells. Researchers at the University of Tokyo have shown that this technique increases the efficiency of memory consolidation during sleep by up to 70%. Here's how to perform the nightly neural recapitulation technique. First, sit comfortably in bed with your back supported in a dimly lit environment. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling slowly through your mouth. Begin to mentally recapitulate, in reverse chronological order, all the people you met during the day. Visualize each face clearly and mentally pronounce their names. For each person, associate a characteristic or notable event from that encounter. For example, Maria, curly hair, talked about gardening. After the people, recap 3 places you visited, visualizing specific details of each environment. Finish by recalling 3 positive moments from your day, reliving the emotions associated with them. Complete with 3 deep breaths, thanking your brain for the work it has done. This revolutionary technique works because it activates the hippocampus just before the sleep period, when memory consolidation is most efficient, and reduces levels of cortisol, a stress hormone known to impair brain function. Let me share the transformative story of Carlos, a 72-year-old retired university professor. Carlos began to notice that he was forgetting the names of former students when he met them on the street. Initially, he laughed off the situation, but gradually it began to affect his social confidence. At an academic event, he couldn't remember the name of a colleague of decades, which left him deeply shaken. After practicing the nightly neural recapitulation technique for just 21 days, Carlos noticed an impressive change. Not only did he begin to remember names more easily, but he felt his mind was clearer in general. "It's as if someone had cleared the fog that was forming in my brain," he told me emotionally. "I regained my identity as the teacher who always prided himself on remembering each student by name." There is also the case of Teresa, a 65-year-old grandmother from a small town in the countryside. Teresa began to forget not only names, but also small details about her grandchildren's lives, something that devastated her. After implementing the technique for just 1 month, she sent me an emotional message. "Doctor, yesterday my grandson was impressed because I remembered the names of all the characters in the cartoon he told me about last week. The look of admiration on his face was worth every one of the 7 minutes I dedicate to the technique every night." Although the nightly neural recapitulation technique is safe for most people, there are some situations that require attention. People diagnosed with severe anxiety or post-traumatic stress disorders should adapt the technique, focusing only on positive encounters during the day, as recapping stressful events can interfere with sleep quality. Individuals with insomnia should perform the technique a little earlier, at least an hour before going to bed, to avoid possible excessive mental activation close to bedtime. Patients with severe depression should consult their psychiatrist or psychologist before starting the practice, as recapitulation may initially intensify feelings of social isolation in some cases. What feels natural also needs to be respected. If you feel that the technique is causing anxiety or making it difficult to sleep, modify it or consult a professional. Each brain is unique and may need personalized adaptations. Have any of you had experience with cognitive techniques that caused adverse effects? Share in the comments so we can discuss adaptations. To maximize the benefits of the nightly neural recapitulation technique and protect your brain from progressive decline, here is a complete 7-point protocol to follow. Perform the nightly neural recapitulation technique every day for 7 minutes before bed, as detailed above. Consistency is key. Significant results appear after 21 consecutive days. Adjust your diet to include at least 2 daily servings of omega-3 rich foods such as salmon, sardines, walnuts, or chia seeds. These fats are essential for the integrity of neural membranes. Implement the name challenge daily. When meeting new people, mentally repeat their names 3 times while looking at their faces and make an immediate association with a striking feature or with people you know who have the same name. Establish a regular sleep routine by going to bed and waking up at the same times every day. Prioritize getting between 7 and 8 hours of quality sleep, as it is during deep sleep that your brain performs its repair and consolidation work. Get at least 30 minutes of moderate physical activity 5 times a week. Studies show that exercise increases the production of BDNF, the neural fertilizer I mentioned earlier. Set aside 15 minutes each day for activities that challenge your brain in new ways. Learn words in another language, solve different puzzles, or try playing a musical instrument. Novelty is essential for creating new neural connections. Review your medication use with your doctor, as several common medications, such as some antihistamines, muscle relaxants, and certain blood pressure medications, can negatively impact memory, especially in people over 60. Our memories are not just stored facts. They are who we are, our identity, our connections to the people we love. Every name you forget is not just a cognitive lapse. It can be the beginning of a gradual disconnection from your own history and the people who are part of it. But now you know that forgetting names is not something you need to passively accept. With the nightly neural recapitulation technique and the complete protocol I have shared, you have powerful tools to strengthen your brain and protect your most precious memories. As a neuropsychologist dedicated to brain health for over 20 years, I can say with confidence, it's never too late to start. Your brain has an incredible capacity for regeneration and adaptation, even after the age of 60, 70, or 80. Every night is a new opportunity to strengthen the connections that keep your mind alive and your memories intact. Remember, preserving your memory is preserving who you are, and you deserve to remain whole, lucid, and connected to the people and moments that give meaning to your life. If you found this content valuable, please like it and share it with someone over 60 who may be noticing these early signs of forgetfulness. You could literally be saving a loved one's brain. In the comments, in addition to telling me which city or country you are watching from, share if you or someone close to you has experienced forgetfulness and how it has affected your lives. Your experiences help other viewers feel less alone on this journey. Soon, I will bring more videos with specific techniques for other areas of cognitive health. If you want to suggest topics, leave your idea in the comments as well. I am very grateful for you taking this time to focus on your brain health. Remember, taking care of your mind today is ensuring your memories and identity tomorrow. A warm hug, and see you in the next video.